Hello, this is Liz Miller, and this is my improved application for Project 8. Um, it's going to look a lot the same as last week, but I've got a couple different formats that I want to show you, and so there's going to be some pauses and some editing to get rid of the long pauses, hopefully. So, this should be the app that you're familiar with from last week, Matt's Supply Store with the tagline, um, locations underneath, the what's in stock search part. This is the guts of the app, and then some announcements down below. This is done in an iPhone 6 portrait format. Um, Again, target users are busy office manager types who are doing 5,000 things and need to keep routine supplies on hand and then also come up with good deals on special requests from management. Young entrepreneurs just starting out looking for good prices as they're setting up their first office, and maybe students who are always on a deadline at the last minute need some special supply for their homework and they need to know where to go and can't afford to run all over town. So they're using this app to find out what's in stock at which location. The search feature, you would type in this field. Uh, we're going to pretend because I couldn't make this actually work. When you type in this search field, we'll pretend that we're typing pencils. When I click search or press enter on the keyboard, it takes us to a search result screen. Here's the path that it went through to get here for these items. It returns a list of 5 items. It shows on the right here, Orlando store has 5 Ticonderoga pencil boxes. Winter Park has 1, Kissimmee has 2. A price and a quick description. Clicking anywhere in the row would take you to the product detail. So if I click on this first product, it takes me to a detail screen. Same information. I'd have a picture of the product, the price. Here's my store locations and the amount they have in stock, and then maybe some more product facts down here, like they are yellow pencils made from this kind of wood, and they have number 2 lead in them, and they have pencil erasers, things like that. I know that I want to pick them up from Winter Park and they only have 1 left, so I'm going to put in a request product hold so that they're there and don't get sold before I get there. So I click on the request button and it pops up a little pop-up, and I cheated. I couldn't make the screen before display underneath this, so I took advantage and I'm pretending I'm popping up a whole screen, but it brings in this quantity in stock. So as I'm filling out my name, whoops, why isn't that working? Filling out my name, my phone number, oops, and quantity. I want 1 item and I want to pick it up at the Winter Park location. And if I didn't want this, I could click cancel and go back to my product detail screen. If I'm going to pick it up today, if I know I'm going to get there before 9 o'clock tonight, I would say today, or maybe I'm going to go tomorrow. Either one, today or tomorrow, brings us back to our detail screen, and we get a green message down here that says hold requested, meaning my hold was successfully sent to the store. They're aware that I want the pencils and they'll set them aside for me. What else? Clicking on our back arrow here takes us back to our search results. I can click on another line, or I can click back again and begin a new search. Searching by category essentially does the same things. I'm going to pretend, it shouldn't have jumped. I'm going to pretend that I hunted through in my search by category. Darn, my button's not working today. what you would have seen is from that home space, you would go into office supplies, then choose pens, pencils, and markers, and then pencils, and it would bring you to the same result of 5 items that you got when you search for the term pencils. I also wanted to point out that whenever you click Matt's Supply Store, that takes you back to this home screen. So this is the app that you saw last week with the minor update to the hold request screen. I want to show you a landscape version of this. One moment. Okay, here we are at the landscape version. Looks pretty much the same. Few things are laid out differently. The locations and addresses have moved off to the right hand side. They're easily visible, but they're out of the way of the working part of the screen. What's in stock works exactly the same as our other orientation did, and I've got my announcements down below. So this is a scrolling screen to get to those announcements. Searching works the same way. We're going to pretend that I typed in the word pencils. It brings me to my list of 5 items. Again, this is a scrolling screen so you can see all of the items there. I can click on the detail. Similar but laid out slightly different. My quantity and stock information is over here on the right hand side, and when I request a product hold, that same information still displays. So the user, as they're entering information in the hold fields, they can see who's got what in stock. I'm going to say cancel and take us back. And again, to reiterate, clicking on Matt's Supply Store or Serving Your Needs on any page is going to bring you back here to this home page. So that is the landscape view of the iPhone 6 version. Now I'd like to show you an iPad version. One moment. Okay, here we have the iPad version in portrait mode. Looks very similar to the landscape mode of the iPhone version. All the same fields are here. Everything works the same way. I click search, I get search results. I can click on a result, get to that detail page. I can request a product hold, fill out this information. The iPad screen was big enough that I was able to display the entire screen behind this hold pop-up. And when I pretend I've filled all this out, I click today, it takes me back to the product detail and it says hold requested. I can go back one screen and see my search results. I have one more view I want to show you. That is an iPad in landscape. And here we are. And it looks almost identical to the iPad in portrait mode. A little more white space in here. Works the same way. I search, I get my results back. I can click on my detail. I can request product hold. Again, I can see virtually the entire screen, but especially the quantity and stock at each location as I'm filling out the hold request form. Once I say today or tomorrow, it tells me that the hold has been requested, and that's it. This is a simple app. It's not for purchasing items. It's just to look up what is in stock at which location of Matt's Supply Store. And that's my app. It was fun to do, and it was fun to lay out the different devices in landscape and portrait. So this was a fun project. One thing I did try that didn't work out and I pulled it back out is there's a lot of white space, and I tried to put in a background, not just a color, but like a texture, and I could not get it to be subtle enough. It was fighting with my wording. So I chose to pull it out instead of leaving it in because I just couldn't get it to work the way that I thought it should look. It was it was overpowering and you kind of lost the words and numbers and it was distracting. So I went back to plain boring white because I think that is better than having a cool texture that fights with the whole purpose of your app. So those are my improvements for this week. Thanks for your help this month. I really had a fun month, and I look forward to seeing you in some of my future classes. Thanks, Megan.